Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about forging a future through forgiveness. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, we're starting off today with 2 F words. Forgive and forget. Kind of goes together like peanut butter and jelly, or bread and butter, or tea and pot. Cease and goofy. But what if I said I like bread by itself sometimes, or tea in the microwave? Uh-oh, it could happen. But what if I said sometimes we forgive before we're ready or even able to forget? Stick with me here. When somebody wrongs us or a loved one, trust me, it hurts. Been there, done that. Heck, too often, if I'm to be honest with you. But in a lot of cases, they might not even know that they've hurt us, and even if they do, holding on to that frustration and anger, we're the ones that suffer, because those open wounds just keep our heart heavy. Forgiving somebody else doesn't really absolve them of the guilt or what they've done, and it definitely doesn't erase what they've done. All it does is frees us from carrying all those heavy burdens and allows us to start to heal. Asking God to step in, does create a pathway not only for us to heal, but possibly for them to heal as well if they're willing to take it. Now, choosing to create a path back to them and to create a path back to forgetting, that's totally up to you, and that's a totally different set of prayers and decisions, separate from the forgiving. Take Peter, for example. He was totally confused about this. He asked Christ about it, and Christ was pretty open about it and said 77 times. And Peter was like, what? Do you think Jesus may have been trying to set him up to remember to forgive himself when Peter was going to make some really bad choices later on and deny Jesus? And of course, what did Jesus do as soon as he saw Peter after those denials? He forgave him 3 times in a row. And at the well, Jesus didn't forget the lady's past, but he looked past it and gave her living water to show her that she did have a future. Now, when I was pulling the pictures for today, the first one that popped up was a picture of NASCAR, and I thought, man, that's a perfect example of forgiveness, because these guys are going 200 miles an hour. If they can't show forgiveness to their friends, they're in a heap of trouble, because one mistake at these speeds, they're in a heap of trouble. They could kill their friends. The questions that I have today are, do you forgive and forget, or have you learned to separate the two? There's no judgment either way. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As far as the Bible verses today, Matthew 18:21 through 22, John 4:7 through 26, and Ephesians 4:25 through 32. And yes, I do know there's 3 of them. Please forgive me for that. See what I did there.